Let it breathe a little. Let it breathe a little. Okay, hold on. We
Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. And do we have a treat for you? We're firing up the Wayback Machine to watch a classic battle between the Lakers and the Hawks.
Well, this game features two of the most exciting guards ever to play on the hardwood. You have Jerry West, the heart and soul of the Lakers, taking on Pistol Pete Maravich, who is just starting to make his own mark here in the NBA.
Those two guards will go right at each other too, Steve. I mean, both can drive and shoot, and I wouldn't be shocked or surprised to see them trade buckets back and forth all game long, trying to one-up each other.
The seasoned veteran West versus the young gunner. Maravich. Two great guards on display as we get to see the Lakers and the Hawks. Taking a look who's out there for the Lakers right now. Mr. Clutch, Jerry West, and Gail Goodrich in the backcourt. Keith Erickson at the 3. Elgin Baylor in at the 4. And Wilt Chamberlain is at the center. On the Hawks side of things, Pistol Pete Maravich and Walt Hazard comprise the guard duo. Lou Hudson is out there on the wing at small forward. And down low is Bill Bridges at the 4. With Walt Bellamy at the 5. Now, here's Bellamy.
Oh, yeah, we have to change the camera. There you go. 2K. There we go.
You talk all-time clutch athletes, and West might be at the top of the list. He was just a machine in close games.
Here's Bridges. Chamberlain with the block. Out of bounds. And they'll keep possession.
Oh my gosh, Chamberlain.
Here's Hazard. Pass to Bridges. Clock at 6. Kicks to Maravich. Passes it to Bellamy. Here's Bridges.
Ooh.
And at last, they get one to fall. Here's West. Early shot attempt. Rebounded by Hudson. You know, back to West, you knew in a close game, Clark, if you had the ball last, it was going to go to him for the final shot.
Well, everyone knew who was taking it, but he'd still find a way, guys, to get the shot off and win the game. That's how he earned the nickname, Mr. Clutch.
And it's West missing. And it's the Hawks with the ball. He passes it to Hudson. Over Baylor. Snatched down by Chamberlain. And it's the Lakers' ball. 13 feet out. And the Lakers with another miss.
God.
Man, Bridges tough on the glass. Actually 19th all-time in NBA history in total rebounds.
Offensive rebound. Here's Bridges. Misses the layup. He had him with that bump fake. Hawks on D. Baylor backs in. Left side, Baylor. Covered by Bellamy. Baylor gets the bucket.
And there's that hanging shot that Elgin was so good at. Just floated and waited for the defender to come down.
Like that, bro.
Erickson against Hudson.
Yes, sir.
It's stolen.
The reaction was so quick. Incredible defense.
Gets it to go.
Yes, sir. What is this song?
Goodrich has got his first points of the game.
And that's one of the legendary connections of the era right there, fellas. West to Goodrich. A little Lakers royalty for you.
Bridges a screen on Erickson. Jumper off the screen, and he hits the jumper for two. And that'll tie this game up.
Now you can see why they called him Sweet Lou Hudson. He makes it look easy.
There is that fast release from West.
That shot was possible because of Jerry West's super quick release.
Damn, Jerry West.
Outside, Maravich. The pass to Bridges. Baylor defending. It's a look. Hazard. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him two chances at the free throw line here. That one on Baylor.
And Walt Hazzard, the star player at UCLA in the 60s, he had them win a title in 64 and was the Final Four most outstanding player that year.
The first one falls.
And actually, Gail Goodrich of the Lakers and Hazard were teammates on that Bruins championship team. I mean, that was quite a collegiate backcourt, guys.
You know, seeing Walt out there, guys, he had some of his best years in Atlanta. Very good job of running the show and setting things up out there.
And it's the Hawks with the ball. Jerry West unable to get his shot to go. They double him with West.
Hey, that's way back court.
Hudson hits Baylor.
Way back court.
Wilkes soaring to secure the rebound. Pass to Erickson. Back to Baylor. Working it around now. Baylor gets to the rim again. Here is Maravich. Looking for his first bucket of the game.
See, man, dude.
Pass it to Hudson.
They be cheating.
Gathers. And the layup falls. It's all knotted up.
Going back to Walt Hazzard, guys, in terms of assists, I mean, he was at his best in Atlanta, although he would never match his scoring output of
West.
his time in Seattle with the Sonics.
Hazard. Open and close and nails it.
And Walt Hazzard averaged under 13 points a game for his career, but his All-Star season in 1968, he actually averaged 24 a game. So when he needed to score, he could
Oh
do it.
my God.
This has been a strong statement by them, the way they've come out and attacked the glass early.
Yeah, I agree, Clark. I love the physical play, the fact that they're taking the game right to their opponents.
And West backs in. And two free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. That is on Walt Bellamy.
Really hard to think that Maravich, for all his incredible talent, was taken just third overall in the NBA draft. I mean, that's still pretty high. He was clearly the best collegiate player in years.
Dude, this is tight. I love this.
That free throw missing.
Well, going back to what you said about Pistol Pete, I mean, it was an incredibly stacked draft class with 7 of the first 8 picks becoming All-Stars. But you're right, it is surprising that Maravich dropped all the way to 3.
You know, and back in 1961, Bellamy, a star rookie, didn't get any kind of favors from Wilt Chamberlain during their first meeting. I mean, Bellamy cordially introduced himself at half court, and Chamberlain replied, "Hello, Walter. You won't get a shot off in the first half." Wilt then blocked Bellamy's first 9 shots of the game. Wow.
And you go back to the start of the second half, Wilt said to Bellamy, "Okay, Walter, now you can play."
Here's Atlanta. They're on a 12-4 run. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe. McMillan's checked in for Erickson.
You know, you look at the history for this Hawks franchise. They started as the Buffalo Bisons back in 1946. The team moved 4 times before settling in Atlanta in '68.
Buffalo, Moline, Illinois, Milwaukee, and then St. Louis, where they won their only NBA title. And now they've been in Atlanta for over 50 years.
The pass to Bridges. West against Hazard. West with the steal.
Turned it over there, but they built this lead by making the most of their possessions and keeping their turnovers really low. And that shot there was from around modern three-point range.
Of course,
the NBA three-point line wasn't introduced
until 1980.
But before then, you can see what a challenge it was to score inside. Defenses could just pack the paint, knowing they didn't have to recover out to that three-point line.
A very rough quarter for him, as not much is falling right now.
Goodrich. Wilt Chamberlain cleaning up the mess.
Tell you what, that guy's got a little sandpaper in his game. He's a gritty player, fella.
That was some dirty work he did to get that putback out of there.
He fought his way for that hoop. That was impressive.
Here's Maravich. Cans the shot from the wing. Maravich has got his second basket of the night.
Pistol Pete Maravich and Sweet Lou Hudson, both dangerous scorers. In fact, in 1973, they became the second pair of teammates in league history to both score over 2,000 points in the season.
Davis is checked in for Bellamy. Goodrich against Maravich.
Man, just a nightmare start for them early in this game with the turnovers.
Well, 3 turnovers already, Steve, as you've documented. I mean, it feels like tip-off was seconds ago, and they're not holding on to the ball.
Now, here is Maravich. Down to 5 on the shot clock. With the clock winding down, offensive rebound. A second chance effort. Bridges shot. Good.
You know, guys, we're really seeing them try to force the issue to get the ball inside.
And, of course, at this point, the three-point line didn't exist, guys, so you really had to get the ball close to the
Gosh,
basket.
come on,
You
West.
just can't get a good feel for his shot at this point. That's one of the reasons they're losing.
They double him with West.
West. Well, I'm gonna have to do something.
Chamberlain against Bridges. Pass to Hazard. Lets it fly. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
And I'll tell you, the thing that makes Wilt Chamberlain unique, and when you compare him to today's stars, unlike a lot of players from back in that era, I think Wilt would absolutely stand up physically to today's
All
players.
right, we can.
Oh, I agree with you
Well,
wholeheartedly.
the
I
West,
mean, you
what
go
can
back
you
and
do?
think about his size,
Yeah,
his
we're not
measurements. I mean,
gonna point guard
even
anymore.
for a modern-day center, he's 7'1", over 300 pounds, rock-solid build. Even before the training methods of his day, dominant probably in any era.
And both free throws good for Hazard.
You know, you talk about Pete Maravich, the son of a former player turned coach. His dad was actually his head coach at LSU.
West passes to Goodrich. That falls. Nice read that time from Jerry West.
And, you know, one of the things that made Gail Goodrich so good was he was quick, he was strong, he was fast, and being left-handed, he seemed to catch defenders off guard. Defenders generally aren't as accustomed to guarding lefties, and it changes the angle you have to take with your footwork. Well, going back to the beginning for Maravich, guys, his dad actually introduced him to the game at a very young age, and from about 7 on, he practiced obsessively, ball handling drills, shooting, passing all day from dawn till dusk, and he was just a wizard with the basketball in his hands.
Now here is Davis. Jerry West unable to get his shot to go. And that one's good.
You look at their scoring. Mid-range jumpers account for 6 of their last 10 points.
Well, defensively, they're doing a nice job of keeping them out of the paint, but you got to give them credit. They're knocking down shots.
Bridges passes to Davis. Pass to Hudson. Outside, Maravich. Fades and shoots. And the Hawks getting another basket right there.
Well, they haven't been getting lit up from outside here. All the points they're giving up are from in close. They've got to offer more resistance.
Yeah, defense has to get better, Clark. They've got to body up, bump somebody, get physical, force the action back out to the perimeter.
Count the bucket. He's got 8.
How about the vision there from Pistol Pete, Kevin?
Will it go? And it's Goodrich missing. The Hawks leading by 15. Here's Hazard. He's got 13.
And Lou Hudson.
We do. Me too. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Go.
Hello and welcome everyone as we take a trip through the archives. This is Kevin Harlan. As always, I'm joined by Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr as the Lakers and the Hawks go at it from yesteryear.
And a lot of big names in this game, Kev. You have West and Maravich going at it at the guard position, and they should have no problems putting points up on the board.
But they aren't the whole show. 2 great centers in their twilight years will battle it out underneath as Wilt DeStilt and Walt Bellamy face off at the center spot.
We should be in store for a fun one here with so many stars on display on both sides of the ball. Taking a look who's out there for the Lakers right now. Mr. Clutch, Jerry West, and Gail Goodrich in the backcourt. Keith Erickson at the 3. Elgin Baylor in at the 4. And Wilt Chamberlain is at the center. On the Hawks side of things, Pistol Pete Maravich and Walt Hazard comprise the guard duo. Lou Hudson is out there on the wing at small forward. And down low is Bill Bridges at the 4. With Walt Bellamy at the 5.
Jerry West, one of the all-time greats. You might say he was the original combo guard. I mean, he could score and handle the ball as well as any other player that's played the position.
Now the pass to Hazard. West picks him up. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Hudson. And the ball goes out of play, unable to keep it in.
All right,
Here's
West.
West.
You're not shooting. You're not shooting right
Into Wilt Chamberlain. And stolen by Bellamy. Lakers on D. Jumps up. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew
What?
on the shot. Gail Goodrich picks one up. Marky talked about West for a bit. Steve, he could score, rebound, assist. He was the complete guard in one package.
Well, that was the days when we weren't so concerned with whether you were a point guard or a shooting guard. Jerry West was just a guard. I mean, he could handle the ball, shoot it. He could do anything out on the floor. He was a dominant player in the backcourt.
And he knocks down the first one.
Boy, it's something else when you have the logo of the league you played in based on your figure. You know you made an impact on the sport when that happened.
And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
It's good defense. Don't let a guy get a lay-in, foul hard, and send him to the free throw line.
Yeah, I like that billboard there. Sending a message. You can't come in here and get anything free in our paint.
That's off as well. So he misses both. Clark, you brought up the logo of Jerry West. He was everything the league could have asked for in a star. Steve, he was the epitome, what you really shoot for as a player.
Yeah, and it's a good way for the league to honor a player like West by having him be the silhouette of the logo. A nice way to kind of honor him and his legacy in this league.
And they're on the break. Maravich, good. Maravich has got his first points of the game.
Walt Hazard, sixth in the NBA in assists during the 70-71 season.
And I'll tell you what, back then, they were a lot stricter counting assists. I mean, they give them out so liberally these days, but Hazard was a heck of a passer. He had great scores on his team, like Lou Hudson, Pete Maravich. And still, he did an excellent job piling up those assists. And I'll tell you, the thing that makes Wilt Chamberlain unique, and when you compare him to today's stars, unlike a lot of players from back in that era, I think Wilt would absolutely stand up physically to today's player.
Oh, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, you go back and think about his size, his measurements. I mean, even for a modern-day center, he's 7'1", over 300 pounds, rock-solid build. Even before the training methods of today, dominant probably in any era. Well, Bill Bridges, they listed him at 6'6", about 228 pounds, was an undersized power forward. He was taken 32nd overall out of Kansas, but was a three-time All-Star and had a great career.
And going back to Bill Bridges, guys, he wasn't the tallest guy, but an absolute scrapper. Played tough defense, averaged a double-double, about 12 points and 12 rebounds a game for his career. He was an impressive all-around player.
And it's the Hawks ball. Pass to Hudson. Up with it. Here's Bellamy. And he makes good on the layup. Bellamy's got his first basket of the night.
Well, he really used the height advantage there down on the block.
A 10-footer. Atlanta with the rebound.
And Bridges, tough on the glass, actually 19th all-time in NBA history in total rebounds.
Here's Hudson. Rebounded by Goodrich. Lakers trailed by 3. The steal. Here's Hudson. Passes it to Hazard. No one near him. And that one's good.
And Walt Hazard averaged under 13 points a game for his career, but his All-Star season in 1968, he actually averaged 24 games. So when he needed to score, he could do it.
Well, you know Jerry West can score. I mean, he still holds the record for points average in a playoff series at over 46 a game one time.
Damn, over 46 points in the playoffs.
Here's Hudson.
Damn.
Right side, Maravich. A second chance effort. And that's 2 points on the layup.
And he places so much emphasis on his rebounding at both ends of the floor.
Baylor. Defended by Bridges. And he drew the blocking foul. He'll go to the line for 2. That is on Walt Bellamy. And Steve, Jerry West ranks 5th all-time in points per game.
About 27 points per game for his career. Great leaping ability and that lightning quick release of his. He was an absolute nightmare for defenders.
The first free throw is good.
You want to talk about records that are hard to break, guys? I mean, Bellamy has one that I'm not sure will ever be broken as he owned the record for most games played in the season at 88. How wild is that? Not counting playoff games, I'm sure, but that's still a lot for a regular season.
Yeah, getting back to Bellamy, Clark, you're right. That record of playing 88 games in a season will never be broken. And the reason it happened is because he was traded at midseason, and the timing just led to him playing more games. Pretty remarkable record.
Hazard, the shot misses, and the Lakers go with it the other way. Here's Erickson, still looking to get on the scoreboard. Under 8 minutes left here in the opening quarter. Here's Maravich, and count it, 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And there's that pistol Pete Maravich magic at work.
And the Lakers with some changes. Roberson, he's checked in for Baylor, and McCarter subbed in for Goodrich. Free throw good, Maravich.
And we see Maravich here as a rookie. He averaged 23 points a game in his rookie season. Lou Hudson averaged almost 27.
Yeah, and Maravich's flashy style was maybe a little bit jarring for some of the vets. They felt like he was stealing their thunder a little bit. It took some time for Maravich to find his niche and blend in with the team.
Here is Maravich. Jerry West making his last shot. Hazard. And Roberson pulls it down.
I thought that one was going to go.
You know, Steve, most of the time it does go.
Wilt takes it up. The dunk and the foul. A powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line.
Watch out below. Get out of his way now.
No way that he was going to slow him down.
Not that time. They weren't about to take those points away from him.
And making a change here, the Hawks. Chappelle's checked in.
You look at Wilt Chamberlain. He was 7'1" and a tremendous athlete. I mean, really a player who was ahead of his time in a lot of ways.
Well, yeah, at Kansas, you know, he starred in basketball, of course, but also track. And he won the high jump in the Big East 3 straight years. That big, strong, and fast, physical player that he was, it served him on the track field as well.
McCarter gets whistled for a loose ball foul. That is his first foul of the game. The Hawks leading by 4. Here's Hazard. The pass to Hudson. Maravich with a screen on Erickson. Hazard. Great use of the pick to create room for the jumper. He's got 6.
And that shot there was from around modern three-point range.
But of course, the NBA three-point line wasn't introduced, Steve, until 1980.
But before then, you can see what a challenge it was to score inside. Defenses could just pack the paint, knowing they didn't have to recover out to that three-point line.
Backing down is Bellamy. Chamberlain picks him up. Here's Maravich. The Lakers with the rebound. Just over 6 minutes left in the first quarter. Goes up, and the layup is good. West has got 8 points.
Right out of the gate, just filling it up.
Both teams are, guys. I mean, points coming fast and furious.
Hazard against West. Hazard kicks to Maravich. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. He has 7.
Pistol Pete Maravich and Sweet Lou Hudson, both dangerous scorers. In fact, in 1973, they became the second pair of teammates in league history to both score over 2,000 points in the season.
West passes to Roberson. Back to West. Defended by Hazard. Pushes up. West can't hit.
It's clear they had one thing on their mind when they came out of the gate today. Rebound.
Now, they've opened up the game with a pretty good margin in that area. Great sign for this club.
Here's Chappelle. Pass to Hazard. He dishes it to Bellamy. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. Here's Hudson.
Not his best quarter. I mean, the shots just haven't fallen for him. You know, Keith Erickson playing for his hometown Lakers. He's from El Segundo, California, and won 2 national titles at UCLA in '64 and '65.
Also a great volleyball player, Clark, and one of the best athletes ever to come out of Southern California. And he graduated from UCLA right before Kareem actually joined the team. Still, you know, they knew each other through that UCLA connection.
Here is Maravich. Following the basket made by Wilt Chamberlain.
Well, Lou Hudson, guys, was another great scorer on this Atlanta team. He averaged over 20 points a game for his career.
Well, and over a 5-year stretch from 1969 to '74, Hudson averaged about 26 a game. So he and Maravich made a really fearsome scoring duo.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. Baylor, he's checked in for Erickson. And McMillan subbed in for West. Davis is checked in for the Hawks. Chambers comes in for Chappelle. And Chamberlain powers it down.
You know, you get better elevation with the one-hand dunk, and it's the most basic of all. Keep it simple.
And probably the most reliable.
Yeah, hard to mess that one up.
Pass to Hazard. Goes up with a strike. A nice shot by Hudson. He's got 8.
Now you can see why they called him Sweet Lou Hudson. He makes it look easy.
Gives him the lead pass. And that one's good. And it's an 8-point Hawks lead. Here's the Lakers with the ball. 8-point game.
5 turnovers already. A terrible way to start a game.
Now, they've got to figure out a way to cut down on these mistakes or they're in big trouble.
And the transition defense now, guys, non-existent, invisible.
3 straight fast break hoops. I mean, the D has been sleepwalking.
Now, here's Chamberlain. He's got 10. Poked away.
Well, he's showing off his defensive instincts by making plays just like that.
The shot's good from Hazard.
And you have to like the way they've started out offensively.
Yeah, I like the way they put together basket after basket, consecutive hoops, and as a result, they put together a nice lead here. Really hard to think that Maravich, for all his incredible talent, was taken just 3rd overall in the NBA draft. I mean, that's still pretty high. He was clearly the best collegiate player in years.
Well, going back to what you said about Pistol Pete, I mean, it was an incredibly stacked draft class with 7 of the first 8 picks becoming All-Stars. But you're right, it is surprising that Maravich dropped all the way to 3.
Chappelle's checked in for Hudson. There's the pass to Hazard. Goes right up. No good. And it's the Lakers taking it the other way. Roberson. And Maravich pulls it down.
Well, he was going to have to get lucky to make that one.
Young fella, I think there was a much better option available that time.
Tries again. Chamberlain with the block. Lakers trailed by 11. He goes up. And the Hawks with possession. They're on a 16-7 run. Takes it up. And that one's good by Davis. Davis has got his 2nd bucket.
Now, defensively, they have to pick up the intensity and close out on shooters.
Steve, you're right. I mean, they're getting picked apart out there, and the intensity on D's got to pick up as well. I mean, you can't have it on cruise control on defense.
McCarter. 2nd shot opportunity. Nice shot by McMillan.
Well, that makes 5 of their last 6 makes coming from inside.
Yeah, really focused on getting the ball into the paint because they're taking advantage of very porous defense down there.
Chambers the pass to Hazard. There's the screen. Feeds to Maravich. And so he draws the foul.
What?
A trip to the...
Look at this.
Line to shoot 2.
Look at this shot.
Talent that the NBA has ever seen. And his flamboyant style was really ahead of its time, but he was an amazing player to watch.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Brown's checked in, and Erickson subbed in for Roberson. And so he hits both.
Guys, you see Maravich out there. The stuff he would pull off on the floor was so far ahead of his time. I mean, light years ahead of his time. He completely changed how people dribbled and handled the ball.
Now, here's Brown. From about 16, and the basket by West. West has got 10 points.
Classic Jerry West there with that release that was just so hard to defend. And Clark, getting back to what you talked about with Maravich, I mean, to call him a magician with the ball is an understatement. He was simply on another planet in terms of his dribbling, passing, and overall ball handling skills.
West against Hazard. Just 5 to shoot. Turnaround Jay. Rebound the Lakers.
Nice early advantage for them on the glass, guys.
You know, part of rebounding well early is just going after the ball and boxing out. I mean, establishing that tone so that you can maintain it later in the game.
West picks him up. West with the steal. Down low. It's stolen by Davis. Right at the free throw line. Lakers trailed by 11. Right side Baylor. Takes it up. Baylor once again going strong to the hoop.
That was a nice finish to an excellent possession.
Davis with a screen on West. Out to Maravich. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
You see the early fouls here? They're having an impact so far.
Free throw good, Maravich. So for the Hawks, Bellamy comes in for Chappelle, and Smith subbed in for Hazard. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. So it's the Lakers now. They trail by 11. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Nifty move. Maravich knocks it away. The Hawks leading by 11. Smith right side. He's covered by McMillan. Shoots from 12, and that's good for 2.
They have wasted no time building this lead. They've been solid at both ends.
Yeah, they look really focused and ready, intense, together, composed. I mean, they've been hot out of the gate.
And as we conclude the first quarter, a one-sided game so far. The Hawks on top. They lead by 13.
I was impressed with their transition game, guys. They really got out and ran the lanes.
Yeah, they did. I mean, no better way to get easy buckets than through fast breaks.
We'll be back momentarily. Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. Here's Hazard. It's a 13-point game. On the court right now for the Hawks. They've got Hazard. Bridges out there with Davis. Then there's Hudson. And it's Bellamy, and it's the 5. Down low. Offensive rebound. Davis dishes to Bellamy. Chamberlain against Hudson. Here's Bridges. Now the dish to Davis. Hudson. Over Baylor. No good from Hudson.
Well, they are getting out rebounded here, and it's showing up on the scoreboard as well.
Yeah, it's something they're going to have to improve upon if they're going to win this game.
The Hawks leading by 13. Bridges passes to Hudson. He passes it to Hazard. Shoots from the line, and the basket good. He's got 10.
Boy, he just does so many things well out there.
A true pro, a professional display he's put on here.
Here's West from down.
Damn, one hand.
In the low post, it goes.
How about the body control, guys? He goes up strong, doesn't he?
Here's Hazard. He's got 10. Lets it fly. Oh! Did you see that?
Tell you what, guys, you got to appreciate the way he goes after those offensive rebounds. It's something to watch.
And the strength, Steve, the strength he is on those putbacks is something to see.
Well, we got to witness both of those attributes right there on that play.
You know, and back in 1961, Bellamy, a star rookie, didn't get any kind of favors from Wilt Chamberlain during their first meeting. I mean, Bellamy cordially introduced himself at half court, and Chamberlain replied, "Hello, Walter. You won't get a shot off in the first half." Wilt then blocked Bellamy's first 9 shots of the game. Wow.
And you go back to the start of the second half, Wilt said to Bellamy, "Okay, Walter, now you can play."
What
That
the
is good.
fuck?
He's got 12.
You know, guys, we're really seeing him try to force the issue to get the ball inside.
And of course, at this point, the three-point line didn't exist, guys, so you really had to get the ball close to the basket.
Here's Hazard. West picks him up. Here's Davis. The shot is off, and the Lakers go with it the other way. Pass to Erickson. Releases. Bridges with the board. The Hawks leading by 13. Hazard. Second chance shot, and he finishes at the rack. Bellamy's got his third basket of the night.
And it's Walt versus Wilt inside, fellas. And Walt Bellamy at 6'11", 225, is a big man.
But he can't match the size and strength of Chamberlain, who's 2 inches taller and 50 pounds heavier. Still, Walt Bellamy just doing all he can out there on the floor.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Roberson, he's checked in for Chamberlain. Goodrich comes in for McMillan. And McCarter's subbed in for Baylor.
A big thing about Maravich, guys, when he came into the league is that he brought a flair with him that really wasn't common in the era. Actually, it kind of rubbed some folks the wrong way. It probably would have played better in this day and age.
Both good from the line that time.
Well, back to what you talked about with Maravich, Clark. I mean, he had so much flair that it didn't sit well with a lot of folks. But his talent was too great to ignore, and really, the flair was a big part of his game.
You know, you talk about Pete Maravich, the son of a former player turned.
Wow. That looks like all ball. That looks like all ball. That's all ball, dude. That's all ball. That's all ball. That's all ball. Look at what he's doing. He did, bruh. That's look. Zebra called that. Whatever, bro. That looks like all ball. Oh, ball. Oh, ball.
Coach, his dad was actually his head coach at LSU.
Well, going back to the beginning for Maravich, guys, his dad actually introduced him to the game at a very young age, and from about 7 on, he practiced obsessively, ball handling drills, shooting, passing all day from dawn till dusk, and he was just a wizard with the basketball in his hands.
Hitting your free throws is a good way to get back into it. It stops the clock and extends the game. I mean, you want to take advantage of that situation. And they're shooting much better from the line here in the second quarter. So far, they haven't missed one.
Here's Maravich. Hits the difficult fadeaway jumper. Maravich has got...
Man, he can hit fadeaways too? Come on. Jeez.
4 points this quarter.
Takes such a delicate touch to hit that fadeaway jumper with a man in your face.
And unable to corral the miss, and it goes on a play.
Bruh. Okay, I'm done playing.